Ladies and gents, welcome back. Tamara Lich in the news again, but for all the right reasons this time. If you don't recall, Tamara Lich was one of the Freedom Convoy organizers that brought trucks from all over Canada, to the nation's capital in January and February to protest mandates. It was a bit of a hot button issue, a bit of a contentious thing the government didn't agree with, and well, you might have heard of it. Anyway, she made the Justice for Constitutional Freedom Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms George Jonas Award. And we have this story from the Counter Signal here. Tamara Lich receives Freedom Award. Freedom Convoy organizer Tamara Lich just received the 2022 George Jonas Freedom Award at a sold-out gala hosted by the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms. That is a mouthful, but I got it out. Tamara Lich receives Freedom Award. Board of Directors for the Justice Center considered many worthy candidates for the 2022 award and ultimately selected Tamara Lich for the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms Rights on their website. Miss Lich inspired Canadians to exercise their charter rights and freedoms by participating actively in the democratic process and took the initiative to help organize a peaceful protest and serve as one of its leaders. JCCF continues. The resulting peaceful protest in Ottawa awakened many Canadians to the injustice of charter-violating lockdowns and mandatory vaccine policies. Ms. Lich has suffered for her cause of freedom by spending 18 days unjustly jailed and exemplifies courage, determination, and perseverance. Now, there is a lot of other people tweeting about this. Here's a few. We've got Rupa Subramanya. I hope I got that out right. Freedom Convoy organizer Tamara Lich gets JCCF Canada George Jonas Freedom Award here in Toronto. Lots of posts. Here she is with Ezra Levant at the event. Fact, Tamara Lich has done more for freedom than any politician in Canada. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. Maxime Bernier meeting with her. Great to be with Freedom Convoy heroine Tamara Lich at the JCCF Canada Gala, where she will receive the George Jonas Freedom Award. Amazing, amazing turnout. Here again, this is the JCCF website showing a sold-out gala in Toronto with a special guest Rex Murphy. Hey, amazing. Keynote speaker. Tamara Lich receiving the award. Now, if you missed this event and you want to go to one of the other events, there's one happening here close to here in Vancouver, coming up on July 13th, and then there's one in Calgary on Thursday, August 11th, 2022. Anyone is eligible to get a seat, but yeah, they cost money. Regular tickets $200, VIP $500. Early bird, $150. All this, I believe, is going to fight for justice in Canada. So it's a good cause and a great opportunity to go celebrate this award being given out. And here she is receiving the award. Now, I'm unaware if she made any speeches. I'm assuming her bail conditions may have not allowed for that. That is definitely a thing that could be at play here. So the article continues to say, before receiving the award, Crown prosecutors attempted to block Lich's attendance at the gala, arguing that she should be re-jailed, as merely indicating that she would accept such award is supposedly violating her bail conditions. Yada, yada, yada. It goes on. We've all heard this story. If you haven't before, go into the videos. I've got plenty on this subject. Ultimately, an Ontario judge ruled against the Crown, saying Lich has already had a taste of jail and is unlikely to re-offend. Lich is still appealing her bail conditions, arguing that they violate her charter freedoms. And of course, the bail conditions laid out here, but they're basically, she cannot go on social media. She cannot talk about the Freedom Convoy. She cannot talk and advocate for the Freedom Convoy. So yeah, the violation of her bail conditions could result in a fine, imprisonment, or both. Again, all of this is for mischief charges occurred while fighting for Canadians' rights and freedoms. So yeah, mischief charges for, well, it was mischief and then consulting to mischief, which she still has to go appear in court for. She's out on bail at this time. Andrew Lawton from True North had a few words to say on Twitter about this. I'll just play this here.
And this CBC story about Pat King actually mentions Tamara Lich, and I want to read the line here. Others arrested during the protest, such as Tamara Lich and Chris Barber, are awaiting trial on bail. However, they are active on social media promoting adjacent movements, including election campaigns and future protests. Tamara Lich is prohibited under her bail conditions from being on social media. So there's actually no evidence that she has a social media account at all. I've spoken with her on a couple of occasions. She's allowed to speak privately, and she's actually complained about how she's not allowed to be on social media. But CBC is accusing her without evidence of being in violation of her bail conditions. And 2 days after publishing this, actually 2.5 days, because it was at 4 a.m. on Saturday that the story went up. 2.5 days after publishing this, they have not corrected the record at all. And CBC is literally peddling misinformation about Tamara Lich.
That's true. CBC, known for peddling misinformation. This is not a new concept. We dealt with this through the whole Freedom Convoy. And, here we are. We just had a hearing about the Emergencies Act where it was stated that the CBC was some of the evidence that the government used to invoke the Emergencies Act, but the CBC quietly retracted or redacted those statements that they made. So here they are making another statement of fact as if it is a statement of fact, when it is absolutely not. Tamara Lich is not on social media, I'll guarantee you, because I'd be following everything she had to say for the news and the coverage of what we're doing here. But what was brought up was also Pat King, and he's still 120 some odd days in. He's still under lock and key for similar charges and being held without bail. We have other news. Here's live from the shed. He was there as Freedom George was being released. So this is Freedom George being released after, I believe, 118 days. This is another case of another person from the Freedom Convoy. They claim that he was a leader in it. As far as I was following the camp of Tamara Lich and BJ Dichter, that group. Then there was Pat King and the other people it was a scattered group, but we have here, feels good to be free. Tyson Freedom George Billings becomes first key Freedom Convoy figure to plead guilty. So he decided to plead guilty and then was released on basically time served. Essentially, and here's the thing. 118 days for mischief is what we're at here. That's where we're at here. So he was released and he pled guilty instead of waiting for the charges, I guess, to and go through his day in court and wait even longer with time served. So I'm assuming him and his lawyers got together and said, it was better for you to just do that. Now, Tamara Lich was not about to do that. No, she wasn't guilty of the charges. She doesn't believe she's guilty of the charges that are alleged at her. And in fact, here she is winning the Freedom Award from the Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms. So that's the news on this for this morning. If you have any comments, please leave them in the description down below. We're going to be doing a live stream tonight. It is the Friday night. Happy Friday, everyone. And we do our usual Friday night live stream at 6:30 Pacific time. Check your local listings. We'll see you then. Please leave please hit the subscribe button, hit the like, and let me know what you think about Tamara Lich and about Freedom George being released after pleading guilty. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. We'll see you in the next video or in the live stream tonight. See you then. Keep on trucking.